Hello everybody and welcome to another Snapshot tutorial video on the new StellarTrek product from Humanware. We're excited to be providing some snapshots here to kind of familiarize everybody with some key features on the unit, and in today's video I am going to be examining how we can enter an address into the unit. We would enter an address for a couple of reasons. The first is if we are currently standing somewhere or we're at a location, we can enter an address to receive pedestrian or vehicle guidance to that address. Or we may want to enter an address if we want to do some virtual map browsing. So if we'd like to place ourselves at that location and virtually browse and kind of walk around the area. So if you want more information on virtual map browsing, you can certainly look at that snapshot tutorial video. I'm going to manually enter an address in Rhode Island, which is a map that I currently have installed on my unit. Keep in mind that you will only be able to get to an address if you have the proper map installed on your device. So refer to the map management video to learn how to make sure you're installing the proper maps for the locations that you're going to be in. We also cover map management in the Startup Wizard snapshot tutorial video. I'm in Explore mode. And again, we're going to enter an address. So to do this, we're going to press our Go To key. And the Go To button is located directly to the right of the back button. That is on the top right of my keypad. Again, the standard orientation is that my device, right now it's flat on a table, the USB-C port and the audio jack are facing me. The device is in its proper orientation. My volume buttons are on the left. My power button and record button are on the right in terms of edges of the unit. On the top face, I have my directional keypad and then also a series of other buttons. The Go To button is the top right key. I'm going to press Go To. Again, I'm in Explore mode. I press Go To and I hear
select a landmark as your destination. No landmark. Enter an address.
So at this point, this is where if I had pre-recorded landmarks, I could arrow through them with my 6 key or 4 key, move left and right through landmarks, and maybe I've saved a certain landmark that I always get directions to or anything like that. When we enter this address, it will be saved as a landmark. So it would show up in this list as a possible destination. So go to landmark means, I want to go to a landmark that is a destination that I want to get to, or I want to place myself in virtual map browsing mode at that point. I don't have any on this unit, but the first option here is enter an address. If you are in your landmarks list, this will be for your first landmark. So right to the left of that first landmark, you will have enter an address. So again, I would press my left arrow to get to this option. Once I find it before that first landmark that I have, I'm going to press confirm.
Select a country. One country. United States.
Now I currently only have one country on my device. I have maps from a state in the United States. So if you had multiple countries, you would use your right arrow or left arrow to move through these list of countries. I'm going to press confirm on United States though.
Select a state. One state. Rhode Island.
Again, if you have multiple maps on your device, you're going to move through these with your left or right arrow. I am going to a town in Rhode Island, and so I'm going to press confirm.
Enter city name. Q. Ashaway. Press
Now,
Go to confirm.
At this point, and you heard I had previously entered this, so it will populate your edit field. You are placed in the edit field. It's going to populate you with the last result you have searched. If you want to clear that search result, you can press and hold your left arrow or clear that kind of text that is currently entered. We go through this in the video on using the on-screen keyboard in terms of typing and hearing what has been entered thus far. You can press the voice button on the bottom right corner of your unit.
Ashaway.
ASHAWAY.
To hear what has been currently entered into the edit field, and by default it will have that last one present. If you want to clear it, you can press and hold your left arrow. You'll hear a beep noise, and now I've cleared my edit field. If I press my voice key, I won't hear anything. If I want to enter my city name here, once I've cleared my field, I can navigate this keyboard. And again, we've done a snapshot tutorial on using the various virtual keyboards. I am using the QWERTY English keyboard here. So again, I'm placed on the letter Q. I'm going to come down to A and press confirm. I've just entered an A. Let's move over to S. Press confirm. Let's move over to H. And press confirm. And now again, once I've entered the first few letters, or we're gonna want to enter more than the first letter or two of any given city, because it's going to give us any matches. So right now I've entered Ash. So anything with ASH in it is going to come up when I hit my Go To key, which is how we will search. So again, I've entered the first few letters of the city of where I'd like to go. I'm going to press Go To, and it will search for cities containing ASH. If you're getting a lot of results, you may want to enter more characters in the city you're looking for. But in this case, I'm going to press Go To.
Ash. Searching. Select a city. One city. Ashaway.
So we have one city here, and it is Ashaway, and this is a city I want. If you had multiple results, we would use our left or right arrow in order to move through those city results. We find the city we want. We're going to press confirm.
Enter street name.
All right. Now, enter street name. So again, this is where I'm going to search for the name of a street. I'm going to look for Main Street. So I'm going to, again, I'm placed on the queue. I'm going to come down
Z
and over to the
S
M.
B N M.
We're going to enter Main Street. So M, we're going to move up,
J
move over to A.
H F D S A
Let's go over to I
Q R Y U I
and N.
K, comma, M, N, B, N.
And again, we cover typing in the Snapshot tutorial on using the on-screen or the virtual keyboards. I've typed in the word main, and I'm going to press go to, again, the top right button, to search for what I have entered. If I wanted to repeat or learn what I've entered thus far, I could use my voice button.
Main, M-A-I-N.
And we hear it say main has been entered thus far. But I'm going to hit go to, and we're going to search for main.
Main. Searching. Select street, one street. Main Street.
So again, we're lucky. There's only one street with the word Main in it. Sometimes you may have a North Main Street or a South Main Street, depending on the types of addresses you're looking for. You would navigate those search results by pressing your left or right arrow. Main Street is my only choice here. It is what I want. Again, I've found Ashaway. Here's Main Street. Let's press confirm.
Enter civic number.
And now we're
1.
placed in the number pad where we can enter the number of the address we'd like to go to. Again, you navigate this. It's a typical telephone keypad. You're going to use your down arrow to move down to the next row. We're placed on the number 1, so 1, 2, 3 would be across the top. 4, 5, 6 would be the next row, and 7, 8, 9, and so on. I'm going to enter 1, 2, 1,
1.
and I'm going to press go to.
121. Searching. 121 Main Street. Ashaway, Rhode Island. Press confirm to start route in pedestrian mode.
So we've created this landmark. We've entered an address manually. It is now saved as a landmark. And now if I were to hit my go-to key, I would see it in my list. What it does is you're then focused on that landmark, and you hear the first option is that I can get directions to the landmark in various modes. So if I hit my down arrow,
start in motorized mode.
Here's my motorized instruction. So we heard the first one
Press
was
confirm to start route in motorized mode.
The first one was pedestrian. If I press my down arrow, here's motorized. I'm going to press my down arrow again.
Enter map browsing mode.
So this would be if I wanted to
Press
virtually
confirm to enter map browsing mode from this location.
If I wanted to virtually explore the area around 121 Main Street in Ashaway, Rhode Island, I could press confirm and I would be placed in that area. You can refer to the virtual map browsing video for some instructions on how to do that. I'm going to press my down arrow again.
Delete landmark.
Let's say, for whatever reason,
Delete the selected landmark.
I wanted to delete this. I could certainly do that right from here, even though I just entered this address. Maybe I don't want it anymore or whatever. So when I'm in my landmark list, these are some of the options you have available to you. We will have a separate video on managing landmarks where I'll go through how to do a lot of this. But know that you can use your down arrow once you've entered an address, and you will have all of these options because you have created a landmark once your address has been found. I'm going to press my down arrow again.
Rename landmark with audio.
We can rename it with an audio tag.
Rename landmark with text.
Or we can rename it with rename
the selected landmark.
We can rename the landmark with text using the on-screen keyboard. So maybe I want to call this John's House or the name of a business. And again, any business that this is, if somebody's familiar with 121 Main Street in Ashaway, Rhode Island, it is purely coincidence because I did not, certainly have not looked up what may be there. So if this is someone's business, it's not intentional. Or if this is someone's home address that's out there. Again, not intentional, but more of a demonstration of how we can enter an address.
Unset as a possible destination.
The final option here.
Press confirm to unset this landmark as a possible destination.
Once we have that landmark created, and we see this here is unset as a possible destination. You may want a landmark to be spoken when you walk by that landmark to identify that you're in the area, but you may never want to actually navigate to that landmark. So unsetting a landmark as a possible destination is very useful. I do this quite often. I will have landmarks in my neighborhood, maybe of certain entrances to parking lots or of things I'd like to know when I'm traversing my environment, but I'm never going to use them as destinations. They will just clutter my go-to list. So you can have a landmark that is not necessarily in your landmarks list to be chosen as a destination. So this can be very useful if you're creating lots of landmarks and you don't want all of them to be listed every time you press that go to key in your landmarks list.
121 main, start in pedestrian mode.
Again, I press my down arrow and I'm back at start in pedestrian
Press
mode.
confirm to start route in pedestrian mode.
So if I were to press confirm here, I would be receiving instructions, pedestrian instructions to my location. I could do an indoor route preview by pressing and holding my right arrow once I'm in those instructions to look at the various steps. I will certainly cover that in a different snapshot tutorial video, so you'll want to look at the indoor route preview video to kind of look at how you can explore routes before you actually take them. But again, this video is showing us how to manually enter an address. We use our go to key when we're in explore mode. We are going to need to make sure that we have the proper maps installed, so refer to that map management video. We select our country, we select our state, and then we enter the city name, or at least this string, the text string that we'd like to search for. Use your left and right arrows to select the proper city, press confirm, enter the street name, and again,
121 Main Street, Ashaway, Rhode Island.
Again, once, and it's repeating it because I haven't taken any action in this menu. Once you select the street name, use your left and right arrows to navigate the various results that you have gotten. If you're getting tons of results, it may be necessary to enter more characters of the street you're looking for. Don't just enter OR, because there may be lots of streets in your town that have OR in the name. You may want to actually enter ORIE, and so on, to more narrow down those search results. Press confirm on your appropriate street name, and then you're going to use the telephone keypad to enter your number. Press, again, the go-to key is how you're going to submit that. And once you have that landmark created, you will see options for the types of instructions that you can perform on that landmark. Again, a quick snapshot tutorial video on how to enter an address into the new StellarTrek
121 Main Street, Ashaway, Rhode Island.
units. So thank you, everybody. We hope you find this helpful, and I will be back with more snapshot tutorial videos.